and welcome back to Day 12 of the ESL Pro League. Joining me at the Xfinity desk is DeBears, and we'd like to take a moment to thank one of the sponsors that makes this season happen. That is Mountain Dew. They are giving amateurs a chance to go pro, where they can be featured here in Pro League next season. So if you're looking for more information, you can check it out, the link there at mdl.esca.net. Thank you, Mountain Dew, for helping to make this happen. And I'd also like to remind you that IEM, Intel Extreme Masters, returns to the Bay Area for the third year in a row. That will take place November 19th and 20th, featuring League of Legends and CSGO stadium-level competition. You can secure your tickets today at intelextrememasters.com. So we're going to take a quick look at the rosters. The first match of the day is going to be Selfless against eUnited. Should be a good one. We saw the maps earlier. We're going to take a look at this 5 lineup. It's a little bit new for the team. What are your thoughts?
Little Jake Boosie McDonald, Noah Nifty, Francis, Mitch, very original alias right there, Semago. You know what, I'm not going to say their last names because I feel like I'm going to just say it wrong every single time. But there's no one, and Breezy. Now, I was very impressed on how they played this weekend. In your opinion, though, who do you think surprised you the most out of your team? Since this is your team.
Yeah, I think Breeze was the one. He's been playing okay, like pretty good online, but he had an absolutely standout. He was the highest rated player at the entire Northern Arena event, like a 1.4 rating with about 180 R for the entire LAN. So I was really impressed with him, and hope he starts to showcase that on-LAN talent online today.
Ooh.
And we'll take a look at the other side for eUnited. There's obviously a slight change to this roster as Marved, which is been replaced by TCK, at least for the time being. Marved, I think, took some time for some personal issues. And we've got CJ the King, Shinobi, Vice, and I'll allow you to sing-song that last one.
A to Z.
That's so beautiful. So going into the first map, what are your thoughts? What are you expecting out of A to Z?
I mean, as much
eUnited,
as how awesome
mix of
he
5.
is, how awesome A to Z is. I mean, Selfish just came back from a pretty good LAN performance, and eUnited's kind of like the laughingstock team right now with the Pro League. But, you know, don't count them out yet. There's still games left. There's still a possibility that they could come back. I'm not saying I don't want them maybe against you or your team. I don't know. I'm not going to be biased, but they definitely do need to start winning if they want to even be a chance to even make playoffs. I don't even know if they can even make playoffs at this point, but I mean, just win out for the sake of honor, okay? Just win out.
It's pretty interesting that I think where they were 1-9.
Yeah, they're
so,
1-9.
They've almost played half their matches already, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, I'm going to be biased and say that I hope they don't get it going today. You know, I guess real good question before we throw it over to the casters. If you could have a team of 4 A2Zs, who would be the 5th player?
5th player,
Fifth
huh?
player.
Now is A2Z in-game a strat caller, so we need an IGL, right? That'd probably be a good thing.
I mean, the only IGL that's better than A2Z is probably A2Z.
I think the 5th. I think the 5th person should be A2Z. I mean, as much as it's a risk and a gamble, I'm gonna go with A2Z on this one.
Feeling good about that 5. Fortunately, we don't see them play Selfless today. We just see the regular single A2Z on eUnited. And the players should be getting ready. So let's throw it over to 2 handsome gentlemen at the caster's desk. That is Lex and Blue, and they're giving each other looks like neither of us are handsome. So I don't know how to feel about that, guys.
You're absolutely right. I'm really just kind of looking at Blue, and I'm like,
I'm more worried.
There's one of us up here that's handsome, and it's not me. So,
oh, thank you.
I don't think I was looking so deeply into your eyes.
I would definitely think it would be you today, but I appreciate the compliment, Lex.
We both look weary and ragged from our travels.
We need to be careful with this praise of A2Z, man, because you know
I want that meme to die. Honestly,
we might get in trouble for false advertisement just for not putting his glory up enough. We're clearly not saying how good of a player he is.
Oh man.
So you like that?
The thing is I feel as though our meme game is already off to the wrong foot this week.
It's definitely
and I think it's
rough.
Because Ryu's leading the ship over there at the
We're like
analyst
10 minutes in, and it's already getting a bit iffy.
Tom disappears for a few hours, and just everything. We start talking about A2Z for the entire cast. I'm done. It's the last time you're going to hear me say his name.
It's all over.
Keeping my calm. I'm not
A2Z, unfortunately, we still have to talk more about him because, yeah, he's playing in this game, so we'll probably mention his name a few more times.
That's fair.
It's going to be eUnited versus Selfless. Selfless just coming back from a somewhat decent LAN performance, whereas eUnited still kind of struggling to get their feet on the ground, I guess is a fair statement.
Yeah, I mean, the way Ryu talks about it, you'd think they won the whole thing, but they did not. So, I mean, honestly, though, I've since I got here for the first time, I think one of the first matches I casted was Selfless, and one of the questions was, it was still early on in the season for them, are they going to be the team that they could be? I mean, they've gone through so many roster changes and like not exactly even the most like out of your hand situations all the time. Like I think they've been able to field a roster of 5 players that are extremely competent and they're young talent most of the time, and they continuously like get these upset wins against top teams, and you're just like, oh wow, like Selfless is surprising me, but I'm done being surprised. I'm ready for them to actually compete at a top level in North America.
The thing is, though, is ever since we've seen this roster change, we haven't necessarily seen that top level show up. We haven't seen those upsets anymore. We haven't necessarily seen them make any big strides. They've been struggling. They had 2 very close maps versus Echo Fox right at the very beginning of the season, but ever since then, it hasn't really been all that impressive for the most part.
Sure. I mean, again, I think it just has to do with, finding some confidence and getting some wins under their belt. And, like, this is the perfect time for a matchup, as I believe someone over there on the analyst desk actually openly described eUnited as the joke.
That was the Bears.
That was a little savage. I mean, even for my taste.
It's going right in.
Eric, I know, yeah, he's looking at it. Just like smile on his face. Yeah. Okay.
Feels good about that. Anyway.
I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. I'm not going over there anymore.
Do you? If only you guys could see what he's.
We've got 10 in the server, but a couple of them are coaches, so we still got some time to burn blue. What else do you want to talk about?
I mean, so let's talk about eUnited. Like, do you agree with that sentiment that they are like the joke of the Pro League, or do you think that they have?
But I'm not going to openly burn them on stream.
It's already been said, so you're just really supporting a point now.
It's beating a dead horse at this point. So. No, I mean, they snuck out a win, I think, over, like, Immortals pretty early on in the season, and, like, everybody was just like, maybe this is, like, NA's next hope is eUnited. Nobody said that.
Nobody said
that. But, it's a possibility where they actually kind of stack up some wins and steal some away from, like, a team like Selfless, and definitely a team like Winter Fox. I mean, I would say Selfless is definitely above Winter Fox. I know they split games earlier in the season. There's definitely an opportunity there to steal one of these games away at least, right? I mean, Dust2 is going to be the first map. Extremely puggy map. They're playing with TCK, one of the greatest site anchors in, like, North American Counter-Strike history. I don't know if I'm overstepping my bounds by saying that, but he sure gets praise on Reddit for it, so I'm just going with the bandwagon on that one.
We also have, I believe, I'm waiting to see if this is. Oh yeah, he is in the server. So we have TCK stepping in for eUnited today, as well as Marv jumping out. What are your thoughts on TCK as a player not jumping in?
Well, Marv, I think, is one of those I don't know, FPL and Rank-S kind of prodigies where nobody really knows who he is. Plays some seasons in Premier and finds himself in Pro League now, and then is definitely a skilled player and can bring a lot to the table for a team. And the thing is, with TCK, I don't even know how much he plays Counter-Strike anymore. To be completely honest with you, I don't know the man that well, but
it's gonna be a rough couple of rounds with him, like maybe even just warming back up to the game.
Yeah, if you have, how is he? Kabusi?
Kabusi is what the Bears.
We're
definitely
Kabusi
calling
popping
him that,
on. Yeah, okay, we're done. Twitch chat, just go ahead and save the trolling because we are also trolling. It's probably pronounced caboose, but we don't know that, and you definitely don't know that. So, Kabusi it is.
Until Ryu comes over here and just like takes the mic out of our hands until we call him the right name. But yeah.
You can say whatever you want, Steve. We're calling him Kabusi.
It's a free world. It's a free country. And indeed, it's going to be the start of the match now, as it looks like the pistol round is getting started, boys. Let's jump into the game. I believe it's going to be here on Dust2. And once again, we have eUnited versus Selfless on this first map. 2 best of ones between these 2 teams. The first one is getting started right now with eUnited on the T side and Selfless on the CT side.
Yeah, and actually, from that stat sheet that just read across the stream, it looks like eUnited's one win of the season actually came against Immortals on Dust2. I imagine it was a close game, but maybe eUnited is actually a stellar Dust2 team.
It looks like to start off here, eUnited are going to be focusing on pushing themselves out over here towards A, whereas we did see a fast cat from Selfless, but they haven't really spotted all that much yet. The only hope that they would really have on actually catching someone is going to be CJ, who's down below in lower tons at this point, but I think that he's seen them. He's aware that there is a presence here as the rest of Selfless start to check things out here. Still no sight of anybody on that A site yet, and now eUnited move on to take long control. If you wanted to push up there, but falls back at actually just the right time to avoid getting overwhelmed by CJ and that player at top mid. And with this now, the 2 CTs will be stuck on Cat. They're boxed in by CJ, but at the same time, they're just going to go inside of the mid doors and really just overwhelm him. But at the same time, the plant goes down. So now they're looking for the retake. all 5 of the CTs at the moment pushing in from Cat, which could prove to be a bit of a mess, but thankfully they got that smoke to support them. Hopping past a bit here. TCK trying to jump out there to find some shots. Nothing being picked up yet. He spotted the intensity of this push, though. A2Z finds the first pickup, but Breezy responds. More fragging coming out from A2Z, but no one in Caboose respond. It's all on to Shinobi, though, but he comes in from the back and grabs 2 quick kills, looking for that last one as well, and he's going to get it. Shinobi with the 3K out of nowhere on the clutch, and eUnited win the pistol round.
Yeah, and actually it was a valiant retake attempt coming out from Selfless. We saw 5 men crossing catwalk towards that A site, and Shinobi with the counterflank, just coming up catwalk behind these guys. Excellent game sense, and he just fearlessly peeks, and it doesn't even seem that you know, Selfless was completely aware of where they were being shot from. Anyway, 1-0 for eUnited. Drop Selfless down there, and that previous round, I mean, when you have CJ the King being the linchpin, basically, he holds the retakes. Selfless was able to clear him out relatively quickly, but a B-Rush comes in, Nifty takes down 1 with the scout, and this is actually really dangerous for eUnited. They lose 3 instantly. Vice and A2Z respond. Now it's a 2v3, but low HP across the board, and Nifty drops another. Now it's just Vice in a 1-on-3. Alone in this B bomb site. Bomb is down behind that Xbox. He's probably going to try and push out here, see if he can get a free kill. He knows he's low HP, and he's not going to be able to secure a bomb plant without being rushed by the counter-terrorists, so just taking his time. The clock ticks away.
Decent utility still sitting in his arsenal here, including that Molotov, which we used to block things off over just outside, but I think he threw it a bit too far, and it tosses out of it, the effective zone there. And with that, Caboose is just going to roll right in. By the time Vice notices it, it's far too late. Selfless a push in, and they've upset here. Going 1-for-1 now. However, eUnited will not take that lightly. It looks like they're already forcing into this next round.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with calling a B-Rush on an anti-eco. I think it's a little bit of a gamble, but you get it over with quick, and hopefully you get the trade frags. But they had nobody spotting mid there, and actually Nifty crossing the mid doors drops a Vice and T-spawn. Excellent shot from Nifty. Probably one of the more mechanically skilled oppers in the game, at least here in North America, at least. He finds his second of the round. He's still dueling with his man over in T-spawn. That's Shinobi. And it's just a matter of time before I expect Nifty to land this shot, and he actually takes a tag there. And going into this round, I mean, SMG's scouts on the board still held by Team Selfless, but eUnited buying back into this one, hoping to get a few kills, and they're going to get none. So now it's 2-1 Selfless, taking the first lead of the game.
Bit of a mess from eUnited there, losing their first very quickly, and the others fall in kind too as they attempt to trade it out, but ultimately the force does not prevail. Now they are put into, for the most part, a full eco here, waiting for the next gun round, which will be coming up on the 5th round. Most of these guys just sitting at 1900 anyway, so they really cannot justify an investment. It's just P250s, a couple of the other guys just sticking to their defaults, and well, beyond that, nothing else really coming into the picture. So a rush really quickly inside of the tunnels. They're not going to go outside into the B bomb site, however. They do divert into lower, looking to punish players from here. But there's Nifty again with a swipe shot mid-air, hunting for more, but they push out, and he's still in the open here. Not only will we see CJ grab that kill, but also Vice grabbing another one against Mitch. Here's Breezy, though, lighting them up along with no one, and they pick up 3 more to respond to it. A2Z tries to fall back top mid. It doesn't play out, though. eUnited makes some strides at the beginning, but Selfless do get back control pretty quickly.
Yeah, and this is actually a nice shot on a Shinobi. He had the flashbang at top mid for that mid-B split, but it didn't even turn out that they needed it. Mitch and Nifty got a little aggressive there at the mid double doors and tried to fall back out of it, and instead eUnited coming in with some Glocks. Drop both of them and actually get a couple kills on that pretty much free eco. You know, you're not buying anything, you're not buying a whole lot of utility, no armor, couple pistols. So this is going to be a full gun round coming out from eUnited.
And again, eUnited now going back to the default. All the economical issues have sort of settled here. And we're back into what, for the most part, is going to be a normal round. Still a few of the downgraded guns sitting on Selfless, but this is to preserve their own economy. The SMG on no one and Caboose with a Galil. Definitely not big deals in the grand scheme of things. And we'll take a look when eUnited actually go for the execute, which right now has 2 players, a third as well, possibly joining them in a moment here, heading their way over towards Cat. But Selfless spreading out more and more, leaving Breezy solo essentially to defend mid, and also having Mitch and no one pushing into the upper tunnels to try and find an early kill there. They'll get themselves into a duel with TCK, but he's sitting down below the stairs, a pretty safe position, and he decides not to take it, just going to back away and regroup with his team.
Yeah, TCK just ever so wise. No, he's probably not going to be able to win that gunfight at that angle. Just backs away, gets the information. And they know there was at least a period of time when there was nobody inside the B-bomb site in this mid-B smoke. I'm not even sure if that was a intentional gap. I don't think it is. So Breezy's going to be able to capitalize this if they choose to push out, and no one has a return to that B-bomb site. So Vice is actually going to find the first kill on the other side of the map on Caboose. And Vice is sitting over there outside these long doors, and Mitch is pushed all the way through T-spawn. So as Breezy stymies this mid-B push, Mitch and Nifty both chime in as well. And this round is all that fell apart for eUnited. Just TCK remaining, trying to get some kills, do a little bit of economic damage, and maybe even save that AK, but he cannot. And 4-1, Selfless commanding lead.
Those flanks move in very quickly for Selfless and eUnited because of the slower pace play, and that smoke potentially being what causes the hold them back. They do end up hesitating there, and it lines up the flanks for Selfless. They get wrecked out of that one, and they'll lose the first real gun round here. Also, we go into a pause, probably of technical nature here, as it looks like we just need to fix something really quickly with someone's computer, something like that, and then we'll get back into the game.
Yeah, I think the coach is rejoining, and so we're going to go back live here as Cannon Chow, the coach of eUnited, joins us back over here on Dust2. Another eco coming in here from eUnited. It's kind of one of these landslide financial victories for Selfless. I mean, they secured that anti-eco and have since won out, so they're just going to be rolling in money provided they clean up these ecos well. Selfless, I mean, Nifty's probably the only player right now that's you know, completely alone as they actually now are all separating. But Caboose and Breezy are the ones that are getting aggressive on Cat together, paired up. Shinobi waiting for them at top mid. Breezy got to be a little bit careful, but he's going to be able to win this gunfight pretty cleanly. Vice just remains there with the Deagle. Last man remaining from eUnited. And Selfless handles another anti-eco quite well. No deaths on the board. Now it's 5-1 Selfless.
And so Selfless move ahead again and already stacking up a crap ton of money here. Breezy's sitting at 10K, 8K sitting on another one of their players. I believe that is going to be Caboose right now. No struggles at all for eUnited. Still kind of looking to get themselves on the board. They go into another gun round. It's the full buy this time. Shinobi with the op, trying to find an initial shot, but Cross is too well covered. Won't be able to spot, and he doesn't attempt the timing shot. A2Z also being a bit cautious of that fast cap pressure that's been shown itself a few times on Selfless's end, but they don't catch it. And CJ is going to group up with his teammate on Cat now. However, you've got Mitch sitting very, very close to the mid doors, and for those that moved a bit louder, they would have been able to hear all this movement. They get the A site for free. This has been a common thing for Selfless, though, in the past. They've handed over the A site plenty of times before and been able to retake it. So this will be another strat they'll be deploying here. They let eUnited get onto the site, and they'll just play 5 versus 5 retake.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, in this situation, Mitch just wasn't able to hear them running across Catwalk. A2C was able to walk across. Now eUnited basically is in a 5v5 retake situation, and all they need to do is hold this bomb site for a little bit longer, and Selfless may choose to save. But Caboose actually is pushing in, and Breezy's coming back from long, so there's going to be a quick crossfire on these men over at Cat. TCK falls as well, and now Caboose finding one, Breezy another, and it's just Vice over here at long. Takes down 2, but no one has stuck that defuse. He's going to get it. No way for Vice to find an angle, and he even tries to throw a Molotov, and it slams Dunk into a smoke anyway. So 6-1. Clean retake from Selfless, and as I was saying, I mean, Mitch is over there in that CT spawn position. They're pushing the extremities of the map, both at upper B tunnels and at long. So if you have 4 players dedicated to both sides of the map, it just leaves Mitch alone at mid. And if he can't hear them crossing Cat, you know, the retake comes in much slower. Mitch and no one going over here towards B again. So they're changing up their setups round after round, giving the T's a different look. And as I say that, eUnited is coming hard out long for the first time this half. Caboose and Breezy meeting 4 members from eUnited. Shinobi finds the first, so it's just Breeze. Can he find more than one? No, A2Z will trade it out now for 3v4 with Nifty over here at this long car position.
We see the other 2 rotating over from the B bomb set as well. Mitch and no one, while they won't catch Vice moving his way up onto Cat. Nifty is aligned for the shot, but he gets flashed. Perfect timing on that flash. And Vice just absolutely destroys him with a 1-tap. Back by the car position. Mitch trying to move in very quickly to tie in the train. He's going to catch it. The smoke getting in his way, but it doesn't even matter. We go even again into a 2 versus 2. Selfless are going to slow down a little bit here as they reach the edge of the Cat entryway. They get mollied off, so eUnited will be able to find the plant. They'll even have a couple of extra seconds to move themselves if they want to go back to Goose or side on the site. They can do that for the first Molotov. It's perfect on site. Causing one guy to jump back there. That's going to be A2Z that burns alive, but he does survive the encounter for now. Smokes to cover off that spot, that site position, so they can't jump up on top where TCK has done so now. Moving in, it's going to be a very, very close-up battle here. But TCK trying to hide himself in the smoke. They started the defuse. Mitch hasn't spotted the feet just yet, even though they stuck out a bit there. TCK finds that kill, but he gets the second one with less than 1 second left on the clock. And with that, TCK saves the round for eUnited, and they get a second on the board.
TCK's back, boys. The Clutch King. And this is actually a nice play from Nifty. He's so aware. He knows somebody's coming up from Catwalk, but I don't know if that was an accident or perhaps the most professional flashbang I've ever seen. Just the very last split second. Catches one in the face and then gets Gets an AK obliteration effect coming out from Vice. Nice kill from eUnited to set that one up for Vice. And now it's 6-2. eUnited claims a round. Another buy round coming in from them, but Selfless again with money to spare. Gonna have a full buy round as well.
No one hears the pressure rolling out towards mid here. Not only this, but Vice taking down Nifty over towards Cat, and oof. No one throws that Molotov. It will hold them outside a little bit here, but not the full cross inside of the site. Mitch is going to be able to grab one, but CJ and Shinobi immediately trade out the other two, so it'll be a 3 versus 2 retake situation, and they still have to worry about Vice outside. However, Breezy takes care of that problem very quickly, and it goes down to a 2v2. Breezy moving up to the site now. Having to wait a little bit of time for this molly to expire, but happens pretty quickly, and he will be able to toss one to the back behind the big box, but wasted. There's no one sitting there. They're playing just beyond the window area and on back plat. However, the second Molotov is much more successful. It burns Shinobi out. CJ catches the trade and the second headshot. Another 1v2 clutch. That's 2 in a row now for eUnited. And it puts a third round on the board and brings the money for Selfless pretty much down to the breaking point.
Yeah, and it's not good for eUnited either. I mean, they're winning these close rounds. They're going to be able to drop and get another full buy out of this, but you know, Selfless may opt to try and buy into this round. They're at least going to get some pistol armor. See if they can perhaps claim an eco round, but more importantly, keep that economic factor from eUnited in dire straits. But nice play there from eUnited. I think the thing that is catching Selfless off guard right here is constantly they're out of position. They're just not expecting this fast, puggy play coming out of eUnited. They just ran straight out mid into a mid-B. And as you saw, no one flubbing that Molotov over at those doors. Vice actually going to get this back kill over on Kabusi along doors. Eric is not there to witness me using the Kabusi term. That's okay.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, feels a little bad. Can't feel as bad as Kabusi does.
Literally just getting wrecked out of nowhere, seemingly.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to get a little aggressive. It's a pistol eco. Trying to see if he can get a gun down. Didn't happen. eUnited playing this smart, just kind of working for map control. Not getting too aggressive anywhere. Certainly not trying a B rush again. Nevertheless, 6-3, I mean, it's not a lost half at all for eUnited. You're kind of in this situation where you've successfully done the hard part, which is reducing Selfless to an eco. Plenty of rounds left to play in the half. Just clean up this round, move into the next one, and push for tie game in the next gun round. Breezy's actually really the only threat over here at this A bomb site. He's got this Deagle in hand. Let's see if he can pop some heads as they start crossing on Catwalk. Breezy's going to find nothing. That's 6 shots in a row. None are found by Breezy. Mitch and no one now. I mean, the opportunity, obviously, to win this round has all but lost. If you can afford to get some guns down, you can definitely try and get a little aggressive, as no one attempts to do from the Xbox position. And now Mitch, a traditional Deagle wizard. I actually think of Selfless, some of these guys, their aim, just the way they are extremely talented. I think, you know, a Deagle eco from them is actually a little terrifying. However, it doesn't happen right there.
And with that single save, though, it does bring Selfless right back into another gun round. Full investment. One guy is going to have to downgrade himself to FAMAS, but it's not a big deal, and they still have, for the most part, all the utility they would need. Shinobi, though, again, not trying to go for any of those timing shots early on in the round. Doesn't see any of them going for the cross there. But TCK, look at him, moving out towards long very quickly. Jumped himself over that Molotov, thrown just a second or two too late. Now he's got a position behind the dumpster, but he's got to deal with 3 players pushing out long right now. Finds the first one, catches the bullet, spring out for the second one, and a fast headshot. Even looking for the third, and holy crap, TCK.
He's back.
1, 2, 3 kills, and also in the midst of this, eUnited got control of the A bomb site. So Selfless were trying to line up that retake position again, but it's already been killed. They got a 2-on-5 situation, and they only did about 20 damage to TCK.
Yeah, I mean, just so smart from TCK. Knowing that all of the angles that the CTs are about to take against him, all he needs to do, use his range and his firepower, just tap away at these heads, finds 3, and I guarantee you eUnited did not expect that kind of a gift coming out from TCK coming into this match, but you got to hand it to the guy already having a severe impact on this game and basically earns eUnited this 5th round on the back of his excellent long play.
Mitch again looking to post up here and hold himself alive. Same thing for no one, but oof, he gets pushed in the back by CJ just at the wrong timing. And not only this, but Vice is going to leap in from the doorway there in the B bomb site, followed up by a flashbang, which will allow him to take it down. No saves at all for Selfless going into that round, and here's that play from TCK
look
again.
At the second kill, just perfect timing, finds the third with a flick, and poor Kabusi. Feels bad, man.
Nothing to be found for Caboose at all there, and he currently sits pretty close to the bottom of the scoreboard. However, it's not necessarily a huge drought. For the most part, these guys are sitting fairly even. It's like 7, 8, and 11 kills amongst the 5 of them for most of Selfless's roster at this point. And since they will be back down to another eco, they just take a risk stack this time. All of them at long. It doesn't last for very long itself, as 2 of them just proceed up to the doorway. And the other 2 are going to fall back over here towards mid. Vice is lined up for them, however. Catches about half the HP off of no one. I believe he's salt the others, so he's going to fall back a bit here just to prevent himself from being overwhelmed.
Yeah, and again, eUnited taking a complete opposite direction than what they were doing early on in these games for their anti-ecos. Using flashbangs to clear things out, but it was not cleared out hard enough. Mitch catches one of the dome, and or rather, CJ the King gets dropped by Mitch, and that is a great way to start an eco round. With the B pushes coming in, Nifty's going to fall, caught out of position. eUnited now kind of reeling into this B bomb site as Breezy finds another, and it's a 4-on-3 situation. Definitely doable here for Selfless.
They've got the site surrounded already, too. They don't even really need time to get into retake positions. The first plant was a fake. They didn't put it all the way down on the ground here. Just wanted to see if they could bait anybody out. But TCK will have some good aggression, kills the tunnel pressure, and all that's left now are these guys that are trying to push their way in through window in the doorway. Breezy's got a bit of a boost. He actually did just spot A2Z, but he's looking for the angle again. There you go. He finds it with the AK kill. Hunting a second one as Caboose pushes in, doing work with the Deagle, shuts down Shinobi. It's all into TCK's hands once more, but he runs out of ammo. And while he's stuck in that open position behind the fence, he will get taken out there by Breezy, and Selfless will steal away this eco.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful round from Breezy. It all starts with Mitch's Deagle kill over at mid doors off of a botched pop flash from top mid. I mean, you push that flashbang 2 feet a little bit deeper. You know, Mitch doesn't get this kill, and instead CJ the King falls, and it's just like dominoes, one after another. Breezy finds one from Catwalk. And when the retake comes in, the kill onto A2Z was the big one, because I don't even think he was aware that you could be seen from on top of the box. Instead, I mean, Breezy just kind of rips his head off, and they all push into the bomb site. Now it's 7-5. Selfless steals one away.
United will still have the capital to buy into this round. Unfortunately for Shinobi, he's having some trouble getting out of that Molotov.
So close to a 1G. So close.
In addition to being Molotoved himself, so as he tries to retreat, I think he bumps into the box or something like that as well. So he's going to get dropped to 15 HP because of that one. Won't be able to play so aggressively for the rest of this round now. And also A2Z trying to creep out of the smoke, walks right into the crosshairs of Nifty. An easy first pickup for him, and this is going to cause some hesitation from the other 4 members of eUnited who were lined up right behind him to also start the take if necessary.
Yeah, and when you're in you got plenty of time on the clock. You got to burn a little bit more CT. Shinobi gets another Molotov thrown at his head. This is just not his round. He's just going to inspect his knife, spin in circles for a bit. I don't blame him. It's not exactly the best luck, but your man down in this sort of situation. Looks like they're going to bring the op back towards upper B, see if they can pick into the site. TCK already dispensing his utility over there. Like I said, plenty of time still to work with. Vice takes a duel with Breeze at mid, and suddenly this is a 3v5. Dire situation for eUnited. No one must fall if they want to push into the site and actually get a good position to fight Mitch. Instead, both of them are going to pick up kills, and cleaning it up is no one. 8-5, Selfless running away with this half.
The gun run from eUnited goes absolutely nowhere. They do have enough money to try and go for this buy again if they'd want to. A couple donated AKs more than likely. There's 1 or 2 players drop down to Tech 9s. And it looks like we are going to see the op coming back in. TCK gets donated a Galil. And for A2Z, he's just going to pick up a Tech 9 and see what he can work with that. Last chance really for them to get some frags. And we do see, however, Shinobi catches the angle against no one early on here. Tags him down to 35 HP. No frag, though. However, at the same time, he did also spot that many players crossing.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even seen Shinobi actually take many op shots over at those mid doors. I'm glad this like first one of the half actually landed. Just being aware that Nifty is, I think he's definitely aware that Nifty's probably one of the more talented oppers in North American Pro League. That said, first time he actually goes for it. He gets a leg shot. Not a bad way to start, especially when you're low on utility and weaponry. As A2Z, probably the best team player in North America, opting to take that Tech 9 rather than AK. Very selfless play.
Absolutely.
Of A2Z.
Nicely done. And
Confirmed
CJ.
A2Z to Selfless on stream.
Just aligns with his playstyle, judging from what we've seen in this round. Unfortunately for CJ, that donated gun for him is not going to do much good. As Breezy takes it down, Caboose also spotting the players pushing out towards long, but he's not going to engage just yet. Waits for the peek, punishes Shinobi, trying to get a second one, but he's a bit too high there. Vice is going to find him. Nifty sneaking out of the smoke, catches the kill, and TCK, he spotted this CT moving into the smoke, but he can't find him, and now he's blind, so Breezy's somehow going to get that frag. It all falls to A2Z at the end of the day.
What am I watching,
And he's going to walk right into Nifty's crosshair on the scope.
That was like, okay, obviously the spectator, when you're actually looking at the smoke bang, Nice play from Breezy. The ability to have the confidence to stay on that catwalk position and actually go for a snacks flash and not die. Breezy's having one hell of a game.
As we've seen before, this has been his map so far throughout the season. This isn't the only time where he's kind of gone off on Dust2, specifically on CT side. He had quite a few good maps back when these guys were...
Do you think Northern Arena was exclusively Dust2 maps for Selfless? Do you think that's why Breezy played so well?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to get a reaction right. I'm sorry. Distracted from the gameplay here. Long push coming in from eUnited. And actually going to overwhelm Breezy over on the site, but he burns A2Z alive, and the kills quickly go the other direction as both Nifty and No One chime in. But CJ, over there, TCK is actually towards CT spawn right now, but he's not going to get an opportunity to make a play. 10-5 half for Selfless. I'm a little bit, yeah. I wonder if the audience can hear that.
Calm down, Rai. So
Yeah.
it'll be 10-5 for the guys who see that. Here's the problem, though, and that Rai's going to think about, too, and that Rai's going to have to remember, is that we've seen in the past already that Selfless has had some pretty weak T-sides here. So we'll have to find out more about that when we do come back for our break. But for now, guys, we are going to throw it to a quick commercial break. Stick around, and we'll be back with more of the Pro League.
He's gonna get the one kill in that bomb. It can't be done in this zone. FNX has to stay up. Oh, he gets the triple FNX. Oh my god, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke, so this orb is still.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
Selfless off to a hot start versus eUnited, but now they need to jump onto the T side, and eUnited themselves will be jumping onto the defense. Lex, what do you think of things now heading in to the second half here on Dust2?
Well, I had high hopes when it was like, 8-2 or whatever it was, and actually eUnited started to mount a little bit of a comeback. But they only got the 5 rounds. They got eco'd. It was a huge round. I mean, Breezy really stepped up. Mitch with that mid-double doors deagle kill through the wall was a good way to start it out. Moving into this half, I mean, eUnited did a lot of things right. I think it was just more Selfless kind of stepping up to the plate and playing their game that really netted them the victories that they needed over there. But quick long play coming out here from Selfless. CJ is going to get pushed back now. They've achieved long control successfully. The question is, are they going to commit to it? We do have Mitch over there at the outside the B bomb site, just kind of lurking, seeing if the play can come back to them. Selfless already has long control. Caboose is over in pit, so Selfless now going to bring that bomb all the way back towards T spawn and probably throw a fake to B hit, if I had to imagine.
CJ's also going to be pushing up very fast up cat here. They're looking for kills, and there we go. Found the bomb. Kinds of second kill through the pole. Nifty does respond back out, I believe through suicide, but Shinobi also going to be moving in here along with TCK to pick up some more kills. Mitch is one of the few that are still left alive down below, and there you go. All you have left after this aggressive movement from United leaves Caboose alive. Taking a long-range duel versus TCK, but he's smarter than that. He's not going to peek out now. At 12 HP, they've got Caboose boxed in. They know he doesn't have bomb control. Might as well just let him sit here and see what he can do, as United pretty much have this round in the bag.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, Selfless went for this long control and left, I believe, Mitch over there at upper B, and tried to drop Caboose off in pit and just leave him there for a while. Actually, he's going to find a kill on A2Z, and there's 2 low players here for eUnited, so in a world, 1 man.
Dead man now.
Yeah. Sorry, that'd be a really bad movie. Hero just dies in the first 10 seconds of the preview.
It's one of those
It's like one of those Game of Thrones things?
Yeah, it's like an artistic movie. It's like, you know, the main character dies in the first 10 minutes, and now it's up to the...
So now we're all living through Caboose's eyes.
Yeah, it's up to the secondary character to save the day now.
It's deep, man.
Who would be the secondary character?
There might be other work for you here out in LA.
Possibly, man.
A director, maybe?
A lot of work in LA, from what I hear. So
Yeah. What was I even trying to say about the pistol round, man? Okay, so they left mid-control completely open, had no eyes on it. CJ literally was just walked up towards Palm Tree, and that was a proper response from eUnited, right? Like, you're basically in retake mode. Like, let's go flank long. They're not crossed yet. What could they possibly be doing? Either they're falling back, or they're like just delaying the long push. So they have players on catwalk at that point. They have 2 players pushed up mid. They're ready to go. And Selfless kind of just delays. They hesitate for a second. CJ just capitalized with a bunch of quick kills at top mid. Spotted the bomb. The round had already been lost at that point. But Selfless now stacked up over here in upper B tunnels. And it looks like they're just going to go right through the smoke. TCK's over in closet and Vice is on back plat. So he's going to spot them out and just wait for TCK to get some free eco kills now as Vice picks up 2 of his own. And now it's just Nifty in a 1v5 and no damage on the board for Selfless.
Nifty, unfortunately, with just the scout and placing himself in the tunnels, it's going to be a bit hard to find that damage. There we go. First shot missed. Loses half of his HP. Trying to back out a bit now, but ultimately A2Z just rounds the other corner there to nowhere. Shuts it down and does put another one up onto the board for eUnited. They now just sit 3 away from tying this one up, and this will also take us into Selfless's trash round. Just going to be Glocks for the most part. Oh, actually, decent amount of utility being bought up. Quite a few of them, pretty much all of them actually, by flashbangs. And Nifty picks up a smoke, so I'm curious to see where they're going to take this towards to try and find a plan at the very least.
Flashbangs, I imagine they're going to go up catwalk, just bomb them over mid, and then bomb them towards the A site and get a plant. We'll see, though. The thing about, I mean, when we're moving forward in this half with eUnited, something that they weren't able to do in the last half when they were on the terror side is actually like clean up eco rounds. And as I jinx it, Breezy finds a kill with the Glock. A2Z's got 2, and A2Z will find 5 as long as there's nothing broken about CSGO. Unfortunately, he does fall, overpowered pistols. And now it's just Mitch 1v3 with a Glock. Glocks. I can't help but say it every time.
It's a very interesting word to say. It's a lot of fun to say it like that.
God bless Days for just becoming every meme in my heart.
We lose to Glocks! 4 times!
4 times!
That's a nice States impression, actually.
Dude, don't even get me started. This cast will go downhill very quickly. But I mean, like, okay, so eUnited just picked up 3 rounds, won the pistol. Both anti-ecos are successful, right? They hardly have any losses whatsoever. And so now you're in a 10-8 situation. Like, you bring it on this first gun round, and Vice actually already gets tagged down to 19 HP, but you bring it on this first gun round, you set the pace for the rest of the half, you already have the easy rounds under your belt, and a comeback is not only inevitable, but you're setting yourself up to actually win the map. So eUnited needs to make a statement right here.
Shinobi looking for the shot on Suicide, and the timing is almost perfect. Catches him with Nifty. Looks like he's looking over there towards the cat wrap. So with that, Shinobi.
I like that better.
Oh no. What have I done? What have I done?
That's it. It's been done. Shinobi and Kabusi, dude.
I'm so sorry. Shinobi.
Selfless over here, mounting up at the catwalk, but they're just, vying for map control. Nolan and Mitch at the extremities of the map, just holding for any aggression coming out from eUnited. They know their man down at this point. Lost their upper in a firefight, but A2Z, playing this A rotator position, a lot's going to fall on him. I imagine they're going to probably throw some A smokes here and try and go back towards mid B as Mitch and Nolan are both poised at mid doors. So yeah, A2Z's rotating directly towards A. So now it's a 4-on-2 situation if they go out mid B. It's TCK alone dueling at mid with no help on the way. It's just a matter of time. They need to get this kill quickly. I mean, the flashbangs are now coming in. Caboose finally finds it. Now it's a 4-on-4, but with only 30 seconds remaining, they're going to opt to go back all the way through upper B and try and push into the B bomb site with Breezy lurking over here on A. He finds one on a Shinobi, and actually Mitch is going to drop Vice. So this round, starting out so great for eUnited, is now quickly going the other direction. Breezy finds another, and now it's just A2Z the God over there in CT spawn in a 1v3. 13 seconds remain. He knows the bomb is planted. He's just going to opt to save.
Falling back now, just going to take up a position over here towards the pit as he retreats actually a little bit further than that, now over here towards mid. Selfless, though, with a good last-second split decision, along with the heroics there from Breezy to move in there and, for the most part, clear out the A site. Completely nullifies any attempts to retake, and well, ATZ being a lot more aggressive than I would have imagined. Now taking up position by the Xbox. He has the potential to run into players that try to retreat out in that direction, but it doesn't look like he's going to catch any of them anytime soon. What he may see, though, is a shot to the back in a moment. As there you go. Caboose wraps around towards T-spawn, takes him down, and with that, Selfless pick up the first gun round.
Yeah, and here's that shot from Shinobi on to Nifty. And at this point, The way that United's set up, like everybody is in a good spot until A2Z rotates towards A ramp, and they actually get faked out, and now it's Breezy basically alone, wreaking havoc on that A site, and the B site hold collapses. I mean, they're just taking gunfights they don't need to. I imagine a lot of it has to do with, I mean, kind of a when you get a ringer on your hands, and you're just trying to make it stick, right? I mean, it's CT side Dust2. You can play this in pugs all day. You can make something work with people that you don't necessarily know, but when you're at the professional level, definitely having some cohesion between your rotators, specifically TCK and A2Z. Looked like a little bit of miscommunication. They were pretty certain it was an A hit as TCK starts to rotate. A2Z has rotated. And left Vice, I believe, all alone at upper B. So 4v5 starts out this round. Selfless tried to go for a long hit. No one fell there. And a nice nade coordination, actually, as I missed that. But the cameraman got it. eUnited at least has their stuff together over there at long.
Now Selfless prepare themselves in mid. Looking like they're going to be heading up on Cat again, at least to investigate things. Still 55 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time to engage, but there are 4 players lined up to push it. And at the moment, really only A2Z to defend it. A little bit further down, Shinobi has placed himself in CT spawn, but A2Z is going to get flashed out here too. Can't spot the initial push. He's going to go out into the open, but as well, this Molotov burns right on top of him, and Mitch just punishes, takes him down. Shinobi was nowhere to be seen. Sinfo got up far too late, so Shinobi's not going to dare peek it until reinforcements have arrived. Even as he goes out there, there we go, actually punishes Caboose, who had that aggressive position to punish him, but it only ended up working in the opposite direction. Not only this, but you can see too getting some even more damage over here. Mitch, Breezy, both have gotten pretty low here, and the missed op shot from Nifty all of a sudden leaves all of this take in the hands of Breezy, but he doesn't find any kills either. Very poor post plant from the side of Selfless, and with that, eUnited steal the round.
Yeah, I have no idea how Selfless just lost that round. They evened it up back at 4-4 once that kill on A2Z came in. They have cat control, and it was just a couple missed shots and poor positioning out of Selfless that gifted eUnited that round. Again, that's like the 3rd round in a row we've seen eUnited be completely out of position. I mean, A2Z is all alone in this A-bomb site. Shinobi, for whatever reason, has rotated all the way into CT spawn. Like, no flashes can come in for A2Z. There's no crossfires that can be set up. He's basically, at that point, being Molotoved off in CT spawn, and Selfless has more or less, I mean, forced eUnited to kind of throw together a haphazard retake when all of them are out of position. Instead, Selfless, again, I mean, missing 1 or 2 shots and the kills go the other way, and it's a 2v4 retake situation. It's very easy for the CTs to clean up. And so it's 11-9 now. eUnited gonna close that gap just to 2 rounds now. Selfless coming out for a quick mid-B. A2Z spots it, doesn't seem to react, but TCK's got his help from B doors, and this man, so seasoned. The veteran is just going to headshot away. And Nifty actually might claim this kill over on Shinobi. He's the last man remaining, but Shinobi's just going to book it towards the long.
Gets out of the danger zone, essentially, which would have been that entire long area. Escapes, and now Nifty, well, he won't have a lot of ground to work with. Without armor, without utility. Oh, actually lines up a nice headshot, but can't connect it exactly the way he wanted to. A2Z shuts it down. United go within 1 round of tying this up. Thankfully for Selfless, though, they've got 1 more buy up their sleeve before they are completely broken, and, well, before eUnited actually take the lead away from them.
Yeah, and I just want to throw this out there. The ringer, you know? The journeyman TCK, sitting at 18 and 13 right now. He's lighting it up. Selfless. You're letting old man TCK give you a schooling or 2 on D2. 11-10 now. eUnited, again, closing that gap round by round. That's pretty much how you got to play it, especially when you're CT side. There's not a whole lot, right, that you can throw into the, especially when you're pugging with a ringer. You're not going to have some crazy CT side setup where you're going to throw aggression in the face of Selfless. So round by round, you just got to grind these out, and Selfless looking like they want to make a play towards long.
Getting ready to do so very quickly, too. Pretty much no long defense from eUnited. They've got quite a few players ready to kind of explode out towards mid there and stop any pressure near top mid or even on Cat. But there won't really be all that much here, which means Shinobi is alone to defend this. Smokes to cover the cross immediately over there towards the long, and no one even looking to line up another one there as he tries to check his position. What they haven't done, though, is they haven't left anyone behind to watch for these flanks. So at the moment, They can just sit back there, and the smoke does get tossed, and I believe it's to cover CT down below, so they'll have that covered out, but there's no one here from the CT side, and there's Shinobi. A nice shot to start. It follows it into a second one, but he can't get back behind Cat quickly enough. Nifty does trade him down. TCK is here, though, trying to find a jumping shot, but nothing to be picked up here, and as Mitch goes out long, actually, A2Z is going to punish him. Caboose is now stuck in the open because of that. They all fall like dominoes, and it's just Nifty alone. He's going to go down very quickly, too. They don't even find a bomb plant, and eUnited very quickly retake that site.
Okay, this is called momentum right here because, I mean, it's tied up, but eUnited is the team that is hitting their shots right now. I mean, Selfless is just all over the place, and Shinobi actually putting up a brilliant show over there at that catwalk position with that AWP. Finds 2 and basically sets eUnited up to win this round. And you kind of touched on it there. Selfless for so long had just neglected the entire map. I mean, eUnited is pushed up to mid double doors, pushed off of Cat, and nobody has a clue, so constantly Mitch is over there at long trying to circle back and forth to see whether or not the flank is coming in, but it was far too late at that point. So Eco now coming out here from Selfless. Looks like a lurk smoke and a flash coming into B. This is just going to be feeding time for Eco kills over the B-bomb site for both TCK and Vice. And Nifty actually finds one, but he's quickly dispatched by TCK, and the lead finally goes back the way of eUnited.
They can't allow themselves to lose Vice considering the amount of cash he's sitting on right now. Buys away about half of it, but still sitting perfectly fine. Shinobi has the up in hand as well. So eUnited are now basically in the same position that Selfless was in back in the last half here, where they just sat on a huge lump of cash, and Selfless was just not able to do enough damage even when they did have guns in play. And this will be another example where they will try. Nifty missing the initial op shot, doesn't catch anybody on the cross. He actually, I believe, spots that player, Shinobi, just crouching down below. But again, the bullet goes just a little bit too high, and no damage will be met.
Yeah, I like to see Selfless doing this. I mean, the first time that they ran the default, I think it was the first 2 rounds, they lost opening picks. I mean, it was Nifty, I think, both times, or at least once, and it was no one the second time. And here's Breezy actually opening things up, and no one actually trades it out. So this is the first time on the default that Selfless has put themselves in an advantageous situation following the initial kills. So 4-on-3, they know they have all the time in the world to work with. They have map control. Just sit back, see what the CTs do, and Caboose is actually going to get a rude awakening as to where the positioning is. And A2Z falls, but right behind him, CJ to King, he might actually be able to come through with a mid flank if he's quick enough, but Nifty's already found Vice. It's just a 1v4 for CJ to King. They don't know quite where he is yet, but at any moment, Mitch might just get that kill.
And yep, they're going to be able to hear him now crossing over. Mitch should have already been able to call this as he's moved into the tunnels, and just like that, 2 of the guys from Selfless have also started rotating back up tunnels. So if CJ can get both of these, well, that's great, but more than likely, as we just saw there, they're going to walk right, or he's going to walk right into the crosshair of the op, and Nifty will punish it very fast. The traded round, Selfless now back up to 12, as this will be tied once again. Still plenty of cash though for eUnited to rebuy, so they're not out of this one just yet.
Yeah, happy to see that eUnited actually is still in this fight, considering the way, I don't know, the predictions came in from over at that analyst. But more than that, I think, you know, the way the whole game started. You're in a situation where you're down like 6+ rounds, you have no money control, and you're pressed up against the wall. I mean, it takes a little bit of heart to come back and at least make this 12-12, and now it's the gun round. Could be the most important round of the whole game. Money control is obviously hugely important, but when you're in this tight of a game, it even becomes more paramount.
C2 Shinobi looking to sneak his way up here. Oh, I think he can grab a first initial kill against no one, who's crouched just below here, but can't seem to find him, can't creep out enough. He would have to go for a very wide angle, and that is where no one would ultimately be able to possibly win that duel if the up shot misses. So they just fall back here. We still have no one holding that angle, but 4 of the others from Selfless are now getting prepped up on Cat again to start the take on the A site.
Yeah, and again, this is Selfless making the right call this time, though. Grouping up with all 5 players and just trying to throw together and execute. I mean, with the new roster, of course, you're trying to use executes whenever you can because, I mean, so sparingly do you actually have time at the pro level to kind of implement new practice and strategies on a weekly basis. But it is what it is. Here comes the A execute. A2Z gets flashed off. He's a lone defender over here at this A ramp. And again, there's 3 members towards the B bomb site, and CJ to King is in pit. A2Z, he's good. And he's going to find the first kill. He's going to find the second kill. Maybe the solo A play is the truth when you have A2Z on your team, but nonetheless, no one finally trades it out. It's a 3v4 situation. The retake's steadily going to come in here, and no one's actually caught out. The smoke has dissipated, And now it's a 2v4. Some nice shots need to be found here from Nifty to make this a winnable round. And Breezy's actually going to find the first one from that cat flank. And 2 more members coming in from CT. Nifty tries the quick scope, does not pay off for him, and now it's Breezy here in a 1v2. Does not find the kill on a CJ the King, though. Defuse will come in. eUnited securing this lead once again.
They go 13-12 and also causing an immediate reset to Selfless's economy, winning 1 round and then dropping it. They may have enough money to buy out once more here, as you can see from the totals, but after that one, they're going right back to square one to try and rebuild things, and that really can't be done, unfortunately, considering the scoreline now. If eUnited claim this next gun round, then it may just be game over, as Selfless's next buy will not be really anything to worry about at all, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to touch on it one more time because I'm so baffled by it. Like, okay, so you're running the A executes here. And actually, before I do that, 3 members here. Nifty actually going to try and pick into the B-bomb site. He's going to get flashed off. So Selfless is no doubt, since this kill was not found by Nifty, regroup into a more standard default so he gets smoked off. But in that previous round, A2Z's alone in the A site, right? I mean, the rotations are just non-existent, and yet he holds his ground. And for whatever reason, I mean, there's this ever-present debate when you're going over strats, specifically in A execute Dust2. Do you smoke A site or do you molly it? And they opted to drop a smoke over at that barrel on that default bomb box. And so instead of being able to clear out the position well, A2Z is just able to dance around the smoke, finds 2 kills. Like, that should never happen. And instead, you know, now we're at 13-12. Selfless needs to win a round. The mid-B split is coming out now. And TCK and Vice alone to the B-bomb site.
A2Z already finding a first kill. TCK with the peek, grabs the second, gonna go hunting for more by the window here. Has another teammate to support. The player's pushing up from mid. In fact, it's not even really gonna be needed. TCK grabs Caboose. Now Vice pushing down, just wrecks Mitch. All that's left alive is Nifty in a 1v4. However, he did get partial site control because these 2 players pushed outside. And now he's sitting here waiting for more to roll in. The problem is, though, eventually he's gonna have to put this bomb on the ground, and that's where they're gonna strike. Especially considering he only has the op in hand. Good flashbang, they push back into the site. And he doesn't even realize that player pushes up the platform. It'll be Vice that ends it. And eUnited get up to 14.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a pause incoming, I assume, from Selfless. And they're on very low money and down 14-12.
So basically the same situation I described before. Unfortunately, they buy into that one. They just had their losing bonus reset. So everybody's basically sitting on 2K, where you would normally, you know, like, okay, that's where you're going to buy down to because you need the actual money for the next round. But they're placed in a bit of a perplexing situation in that their opponent is now at 14 rounds. So
yeah, I don't even know if we're going to get to see kind of Selfless try and get back into this game. I mean, with this low of money, the opportunity for a bomb plant and even trying to win this round are less than likely. They might opt to force into it, but we'll see. The thing that kind of is perplexing to me, I mean, other than trying to make this decision, do you buy here or do you save, is just like Selfless has spread the map into the default, like I so earnestly wanted them to do, but everybody's frozen. I mean, Nifty's up there at upper B, was like the only player that's going for an aggressive peak, right? He gets smoked off, then what? Like, we're gonna go into a mid B. Like, eUnited has stopped that 2 or 3 times now. Nobody's going for aggression at long. There's no kind of aggressive peaks coming off on catwalk. Like, if you are on the catwalk, Nifty, and you find the kill onto A2Z, who's the only player who's played over there that entire map, suddenly, like, the A site is yours, and you don't have to worry about doing this crazy execute where you got to throw, you know, 5 different smokes and Molotovs and coordinated flashbangs. You play Counter-Strike. And I feel like Selfless across the board has been locked up for the last 6 or 7 rounds now. It's like one round doesn't go their way and they've lost all confidence.
And not even really being able to try and do anything super crazy that last round. It was red pretty quickly. As soon as you saw the smokes coming out towards mid, TCK peeks it, they see him. And the way that they play that as well is really well oriented for a team that, like, you kind of has this reputation of sitting so low in the Pro League. I like that double peek they do outside of the doors. So TCK can move in. He knows players that push past trying to get to window. He's able to freely get behind those boxes outside the door, find that kill up top, and not have to worry about players from down mid killing him, because he also has another teammate peeking out to support him too. So it's actually a really cool double peek they do that you kind of wouldn't expect for a team of this caliber.
Yeah, and I think that's, I mean, I don't have the Wikipedia page for TCK, but he's no stranger to Pro CS. And I find it interesting that some of the smartest moves, sweet moves, that we've seen in this game actually came from TCK. And I'm going to check the score tab real quick. He's 25 and 16, leading both teams in fragability.
It's pretty crazy, like how much of another element he's adding to this team, just in terms of fragging power, and not only that, but what seems to be at least a bit of strats as well. I'm not sure how big of an effect that's having, but at least in that last round, it's definitely showing the experience that he brings to the table.
Well, I think like even Selfless has strats that they can call. I mean, they have executes at mid B. They even the first gun round, I think, they threw that fake where Breezy went up catwalk and the rest of the team went out mid B, and like I think it was A2Z and Shinobi like both got suckered into the A bomb site. Like the fakes obviously work. This is a team that is mostly pugging this map. If you give them an opportunity to work together and actually take their gun battles with their rotators in position, you're gonna. I mean, there's a chance you're gonna lose, right? Throw some fakes at them. See what you can do. Like you're pulling rotates. You don't know this obviously in game if you're the in-game leader Nifty right now. Like it's not always going to be present in your mind, but try and find where your success came from, and it had to do with just putting pressure on different parts of the map and going the other way. Instead, they're setting up this mid-B split, pushing into B tunnels, going out long with all 5 members. There's no opportunity for eUnited to do any guessing. It's just, okay, we're going to rotate there and we're going to go shoot bad guys, you know?
All right, guys, well, we are getting back into the map now. It's unpaused. Selfless has decided to not buy into this round, so they're just going to be taking, as far as we can see anyway, just the Glocks into battle. And they will save to win out here, which means they got to win 3 straight after this. If they, by some miracle, do not actually, or if by some miracle, I should say, they actually would win this round. It would be the only other thing that would turn it away. But with 5 Glocks, certainly not expecting that. But they were going to go for a very fast strat out mid. TCK, Shinobi, and again, TCK already finding the first 3 kills. Vice, not even surprised by the tunnel push, just turns around and instantly shuts it out. Basically no damage done at all. Selfless, throw that round into the garbage, and this is it, the big round.
Yeah, TCK just, he's like a turret, man. He doesn't really even move. Just carefully using his counter strafes and holding mouse 1 and getting kills. And Vice over there at that window position cleans up the tunnel push. So now, Selfless backs up against the wall. 5 AKs on the board. Plenty of utility if they actually want to go for an execute here, but 3 members heading towards mid and A with no one and Breezy heading towards these B tunnels. And Shinobi's actually posted up at Xbox, looking in the lower. If Breezy's not careful right here, this first kill is going the way of eUnited.
They need to be cautious about peeking around the corner here too, since now eUnited has a lot going their way. The flashbang doesn't really work out, and Shinobi gets a nice flick. Just destroys Breezy. They do fire through the door and connect some damage back onto him over there from top mid, but TCK is just going to take up positions and really try to punish anybody that would follow through. They're not doing that though. They're split up across the map, and the other 3 out of 4 of them at least are sitting just outside of these long doors. Well, the only other player that is away from this position is no one inside of the tunnels. Again, looking to punish aggression, but won't be able to find that anytime soon. eUnited will certainly be happy with this kill and now really have no reason to get aggressive.
Yeah, and that might just be intuition coming out from Shinobi, knowing that they probably cannot afford an op. You're in a situation where they like going for an aggressive mid-peak, sure, do it. Picked in a lower. And the flashbang did come out to clear off catwalk, any sort of aggressive cat play coming out from eUnited, but Shinobi sitting at Xbox doesn't get flashed off, finds a kill on a Breezy, and now the mid-B split's coming out. No fakes, no punches thrown, we're just going. And it's up to these entries to find one. There's no one actually picking up one on a device. So now it's TCK once again. Got to put the team on his back. He only finds one. And it's a 3v3, and this is the most winnable odd man situation I've seen for Selfless so far.
A lot of the smokes early on here. They still have one still sitting on Nifty, however, along the Molotov for no one. So a very decent amount to box them out. But they actually use that 3rd smoke just to cross out the tunnels there. So it won't be allowing them in for free anytime soon. And as you mentioned, probably the most winnable post-plant situation we've seen from Selfless in quite some time. 2 of them moving in from the tunnels, though, getting ready to re-execute. And we've got one more guy, that's Shinobi, making noise outside, who has the op in hand, ready to jump up on the window position, but he's going to get mollied off here as well, though. That's going to push Caboose out of position. He's going to fall back. Nifty finds the first kill. CJ trades it out. A2Z finds the second one, and it's all on no one, but he goes down, and that's going to end it, ladies and gentlemen. eUnited will claim the first map of the day here on Dust2 against Selfless, picking up another victory for themselves in the season and sinking Selfless further down in the rankings.
How did that just happen? You throw a Molotov onto your teammate, more or less, force him out of position, whatever, accidents happen, and then one by one, everybody's peeking. Look at Caboose here. I mean, just forced to be in an angle that he doesn't want to be at. Nifty did get that first kill, but then it's just no one trying to play this unwinnable situation in a 1-on-2. Maybe we jinxed it by saying it was a winnable situation. I mean, like, I don't know how you lose that.
I mean, the Molotov really just screws it up right from the beginning. He's pushed out of that safe corner, can't watch for the tunnel push anymore, and then all of a sudden now 2 players push into tunnels, catch 2 kills, one of them gets traded, but they're able to clutch it out from there. So bit unfortunate the way that last round goes. However, it will still be a round for eUnited. So with that said, let's take things back over to our analysis desk and talk to Rio and, of course, to Bears on how exactly that match went.
You okay? You a little upset?
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad?
Yeah. A little surprised. I think that, especially with this first half, it felt like Selfless was going to be able to close that one out. What did you see in that match?
Yeah, I thought at the first half of the game, they were doing awesome. At start, I thought they were a little timid. You know, they're kind of feeling out the situation. Against a team like eUnited, I kind of figured, you know, it's not like they're playing Cloud9. Take the fight to them. Gun out. A couple rounds, like on round 7, you will see that how passive they just let them in the bomb side. Like, you have an AWP, just take a shot at least, you know, like, let them know. But either way, though, Team Selfless did retake the bomb site textbook style. I just wish that, you know, maybe they had that mentality the whole match instead of just this round.
Yeah, and we saw in the first half, eUnited only with 5 rounds. One of them was a 1v3 on pistol. There was 2 1v1s, or excuse me, 1v2s, where the player that was the one was on the eUnited side, and then there were some saves, and that was the only rounds they had. So it seemed pretty dominant on the gun rounds. But yeah, it definitely felt like they're a little bit slow, a little bit tight, a little bit tense. If you were the coach of Selfless, this is a fun one to ask, sitting in this spot, what would you tell them going into map 2?
I'd say this team's a pug, all right? Don't play them like you're playing Cloud9 or any top team. Just take the fight to them, shoot at them, kind of be a little, like, as you said, looser, kind of just hop out, like pop flash for your teammate, and then peek a corner. Like, don't be scared to take the fight to them. I think that's just the number one thing for Team Selfless. Take the fight. Shoot them. Outshoot them. You guys have good guns.
Definitely. It felt like they, you know, it's like we mentioned at the start, it's closing those matches, right? And you're letting a team that individually you're better than just kind of hang in it. And then I think it was round 22 is when they were able to tie it up. So like they stayed in it, and this is here round 22 with some aggression on the CT side. I think there was just some really interestingly bad peaks. I think maybe Caboose was up on elbow. I don't know if he was trying to one-way a smoke, but you'll see that this is a round where Shinobi started to heat up. He had a really, really poor first half, but you know, there's a couple kills that could come in here, and they don't. And the flank is happening so fast. Mitch unable to connect, to hold off long, and then at that point, you know, T's in the sight, no cat control, no long control, no spawn control. That was kind of the end of it, and that's the round they tied it up.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about that round is when they let eUnited push up middle, and so it caused them the fast, long flank on them and stuff like that. And it was just the Team Selfless is giving up too much of the map, especially on a map like a Dust2, a pug style kind of map, where if you give a person middle, they're just going to peek. Oh, no one's peeking middle. I'm just going to run right through in tunnels or up middle, and that's exactly what they did, and they caught him off guard with that fast, long A flank.
Yeah, and then it seemed towards the end of that, you know, recovering in the economy later in those rounds. You know, there was several rounds that were mid to Bs. I think this is one of the ones we're going to look at here, where I think there was a kill through a smoke, just spamming from the player that was playing spawn most of the map. And then TZK, and I forget who his teammate was. I think it was Vice in the site. They do a good job of peeking and fighting this together. And just immediately crushed it, shut it down. That was kind of the end of the economy. And then there was the tactical, but there was no buy after. And then an awkward 3v3 where the Molly kind of burns back onto the box, moved a player who's holding tunnels, and the tunnels guys end up, for eUnited, securing the round. So what, closing that out, any final thoughts on that map?
I would like to see Team Selfless toss more fakes. As Lex said, the round that they just really dominated eUnited is when they had that person on catwalk just kind of like walking by and hearing them rotate against a team like eUnited. The time that you like toss a smoke and flashes or peek, they're going to kind of move out of their positions to kind of help out, because it's a pug style. They're not as coordinated as other teams. And so as you saw that round, they caught a couple people off guard in A as they just snuck right up and killed him.
Right.
So for Selfless, I'd like to see a lot more, you know, fakes, work picks off the rotation, then go into like an execute strat where they smoke, flash over a bomb site.
What did you think of A2Z's performance overall?
He was all right. I mean, I'm more impressed with TCK. He's the one who just, I thought he was like the link of the team, because, you know, he's a ringer. He played well. I mean, A2Z did awesome as well, but I felt more impressed with TCK just hopping in and fragging.
Yeah, TCK brings an interesting level of experience, and he played tremendously well. Very little rust there. Apparently, A2Z would bring the bomb to your team on purpose and still win the round. I actually was told that as a CT, A2Z can plant the bomb
Well, he's a
and
very,
then defuse it.
He's a very impressive individual. I hope one day, if I have not met you already, that I'll meet you again one day.
Well, if I wanted to depress myself and review the stats, specifically that scoreline, what I would do, and what normally will not depress you, it'll make you happy and excited, is to take out your Apple device, go to the iOS, the App Store, or if you have a Google device, go to the Google Play Store, download the Score Esports app. It is the #1 place for esports news, scores, and stats. And don't go anywhere. We're going to come back to Map 2 between Selfless and eUnited in just a moment.